Are you ready to get your pool and backyard project started, but have no idea how to budget? Setting a budget can be a very difficult process, but we're here to help. In this video, we're going to go through all the different aspects that can affect your budget and give you starting costs on common features. By the end of this video, you'll have a general budget for your backyard project. Hi, I'm Darren Tamborelli, Senior Executive Sales Manager here at California Pools and Landscape. Establishing a budget prior to meeting with a pool company is extremely important. Design options are unlimited, and the worst thing you can do is pick out something that you can't afford. In this video, we're going to discuss two elements that really affect your budget. One is site conditions, and two are all the design elements that you choose. This will help establish at least a good general idea of where you want to be budget-wise, which will help designers move forward to create your own special design. Designing your project is a lot of fun and is probably one of the most exciting aspects to this process. The first element is site conditions. Site conditions are things that are particular to your actual job site. For instance, access. How do we get in your backyard? Do we have to take down a wall? Do we have to use small equipment to dig your pool or to do work in your yard? 2, utilities. Do you need gas, electric, water? Where are we using and sourcing those products from? 3, elevation. When you're standing on your patio, does your yard slope away or does it slope up? Do you have many different undulations in the yard? Do you live on the side of a mountain? 4 is demolition. Do you have anything in your existing yard? Trees, grass, curbing, bushes, fountains, you name it. If it's there and needs to be moved or demolished before we could start pool work, that is going to add additional cost to your project. 5, jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the city or town that you live in. Every different city and town has different fees, rules, and regulations associated to it. All of those can definitely affect your price and your overall budget. Lastly is size, scope, and materials. Obviously, the bigger you go, the more expensive it's going to be. The more expensive the material, the more expensive it's going to be. Your yard will dictate how much yard you need to cover. So size and scope of your project is definitely going to have an effect on your overall budget. Now that we've established what's inherent to your yard, we're going to discuss the different options that you can choose from and how those do affect your budget. Now keep in mind, these are all starting prices as we go through this process, but this should really give you a good idea of what different elements will cost and how they come together to form an overall budget. First is pools. Most swimming pools start around $35,000. Obviously, size, scope, and options can make that go up from there. But if we're looking to get a good number for just starting point on a pool, somewhere between 35 and 40 range is a great place to start. Second is equipment. There are a variety of decisions you can make with pool equipment that will affect your budget. Filtration, circulation, sanitation, and automation are all areas to consider. Lighting, cleaning systems, as well as interior surface can also impact your number. Lastly, the decking around your pool can range in price dramatically. Spas. Adding a spa to a pool typically starts in the $15,000 to $25,000 range, depending on options. What's involved in adding a spa is not only the structure, but jets, blowers, lights, heater, and gas line. A popular item to add is a barbecue. Barbecue features are made out of masonry, including an actual barbecue grill, access doors, a travertine top, maybe some stucco and paint. They usually range in the $6,000 range. As you add other options to this or increase size or scope, this number will increase. Fire features are another popular item to add to your project scope. Fire features can add some heat and ambiance to your backyard. This can include fire pits, fire bowls, and fireplaces. Fire pits are a great option for your backyard. Typically, a fire pit would finish above the ground. It's going to be more of a conversational area and usually start in the $2,000 range and go up from there. Fire bowls can add an architectural element to the yard and provide a nice accent to your outdoor environment. They usually start in the $2,000 range. Fireplaces, on the other hand, which are a little bit larger masonry structures and typically require a lot more construction, start in the $7,000 to $8,000 range and can go up from there depending on size and options. When we talk about barbecues and fire features, utility elements added to all of these can increase your price tremendously. Adding gas, electric to all of these items can add to the overall budget. Water features are an incredible option that we add for your backyard. Not only do they add an aesthetic value, but they can also add an acoustic value to the backyard. Water features budgets range greatly. You can add a water feature that only costs maybe $1,000 to $5,000, which would be deck jets, scuppers, pillars, and walls, and can go into large aspects such as negative edges, zero edges, grotto slides. Those can range in the $15,000 to $30,000 range. Aluminum shade structures are extremely popular nowadays. The slatted or solid roof structures all add another element in the sunny weather of Arizona. Aluminum shade structures typically add about $5,000 and go up from there based on size. Again, you can add utilities, you can add TV walls, you can add a lot of things that will make that number increase dramatically. However, if we want to give you a kind of a sweeping number, $5,000 is a good starting place for those type of structures. Now, a tiled roof structure, on the other hand, which is going to have something that matches the tile of your home, the stucco and columns, those typically start in the $20,000 plus range. Again, utilities, TVs, gas, and appliances can all add to that number as they can increase dramatically from there. The last big option that we can discuss is landscaping. Landscaping, again, is determined by your yard. The more square footage you have, the more cost. But typically, to put a timer, drip valves, granite, some plants, and some trees, you're typically in the $5,000 plus range. So these guidelines should give you a really good idea of your overall budget. However, keep in mind, as you add more of these options together, your price will definitely increase in probably a 10 to 20% margin. Now that you've established your budget, a couple other factors that you should consider is the value of your home and how much are you willing to spend monthly if you're looking to finance. If you're planning on being in your home for less than 5 years, you should probably consider investing in your yard anywhere between that 10 to 15% range. On the other hand, if you're looking to be in your home for 5 years plus, a typical 15 to 20% of your home value is suggested. When looking to finance your pool, sometimes you need to look at things backwards. You might want to determine what you can afford on a monthly basis before you determine what you can spend overall as a budget. As you can see, establishing a budget can be very difficult. There is a lot of different options to consider, from site conditions, design elements, financing, how long you're going to stay in the house. All need to be considered when going through this process. So just remember, prior to making that appointment, please come with an established budget. It will help make the process between you and that pool company more enjoyable. If you'd like to see some examples of our finished products and some price ranges, check out our How Much Does a Pool Cost series.